Welcome, welcome everyone to build number 44. Today we are building the legs. So have a heavier, not super duper heavy, but heavier-ish. I have 20-pound dumbbells here. And then also have a box handy on the ready to get going with as well. And we are just going to get some build into those legs. But let's start off with a little hamstring slide. So go ahead and come down to your mat with your right knee on the ground and your left leg forward. And we're just going to be hinging forward and back. So get your front left leg a little bit further forward and get your hinge all the way until your knee is teeny bit past or right on top of that ankle in the front. So we want to try to watch the pelvis, keeping it leveled off and stable. And you do that by grabbing the core. All right, go one more there. And then we're going to switch it up. So bring your left leg back and the right leg forward. And we'll do the same thing on that other side. Lengthen your spine as much as you can. Notice what's going on with your back, your hips. Keep that core locked in. Keep everything happy. All right, we're going to stick with our same core start that we've been doing all week. So we'll gear up for that. All right, bring your right leg back and let's just go into a child's pose. Put your big toes together, your knees really, really wide, and then sit your hips back on your heels. See if you can get your hips to settle all the way down. Depending on what's going on with your knees here, this will or will not feel good for you. So be gentle. You can find a position with the knees that feels right for you, and then just kind of let your hips hinge left and right. Nestle your booty inside those heels. Get some movement through the hips. We do end up really tight in the hips and the low back. It all kind of comes into play. All right, bring your hands and knees up into just a crawl position, hands and knees position. And we're going to go through some cat-cow. So inhale and pull your chest forward, slide the shoulder blades down, and then exhale and let's round. Oh, get that round in the back. It feels so good. Inhale, push forward. Just want to kind of give space for the discs, especially if you're starting this session early in the morning. We can be a little bit rigid in the spine. The discs aren't very hydrated yet, so movement is what helps hydrate those discs. One more. All right. Plant your hands a little bit further forward, curl the toes under. Let's go into our downward facing dog. Stretch into those calves, your hamstrings. Depending on how tight your hamstrings are, you may want to keep your knees bent for now. So push your hips up and back. The goal is to try to get your chest all the way back so that your ears end up inside your biceps. So if that's not happening because your hamstrings are tight, just allow your knees to bend until you can get that range. And then slowly over time, lower those heels toward the ground. All right, let's go ahead and flip over onto our backs, and we're going to start our core set, starting with our dead bug. All right, smack that low back into the ground. Feel flexion across your abdomen. Right here, we're going to take a couple deep breaths because I want to make sure everybody understands that this is the super important start to a dead bug. This piece right here, having to come back to center in lots and lots of flexion. In fact, all right, go ahead and start your dead bug. Extend opposite arm and leg. If you're getting into the movement and you feel the flexion reduce from your core and abdomen and torso, then I want you to just stay in that dead bug position. I don't want you moving. The lower that your leg goes, the more tendency for your low back to pop off the ground. We want to not allow that to happen. So what's going on with your breath makes a big difference. What goes on with your held hand and knee makes a big difference. So that non-moving arm and leg is non-moving, right? Everything comes back to start, and then you switch to the other side. Super good wake up of the core, geared up, ready to go. 8, flex those feet. 9, this is a good way to start the resistance, your own self-resistance training. You're finding your resistance and your intensity level. All right, there's our 10. Flip over, and we are going to move into our salamander. All right, so I've been telling you all you can pare this down into whatever methods work for you. We're going to start with a forearm plank. If you need to just hold a forearm plank, then just hold a forearm plank. Otherwise, you can try bringing your right leg in, and that's it. Or if you can drop your left quad to the ground as you pull that right knee in, then you're going to add that. So we're going to pull the knee in and then rotate down toward the quad on the opposite side. Everything is coming from the core. Tighten around that rib cage. 4. Not rushing through these. We want to build deep flexion. See if you can keep your hips in line with the shoulders when you come back. When you're in that plank position again, those hips are going to want to pop up, and we have to keep them leveled off. 9, 10, and 10. All right, good start on that core. Come on up to your high plank, and we're going to do a super plank, which is your opposite hand and knee touching. If a plank touch that way doesn't work, you can come into your bird dog on your hands and knees, or you can just hold your plank. All right, here we go. See if you can attach the opposite hand and toe. Again, keeping your hips level with the shoulders. So the key here is keeping those hands directly underneath the shoulders to tighten in those rib cage muscles, and then work it from there. There's 8, 9, 10. All right, now we move on to the side for side plank hip dips. Open up, we're going to stack the shoulders, stack the hips, drop and push. Drop and push. Go for big range. I'm just now at 4, so we're not pulsing and popping our way through it. You're working with commitment to the range, to the flexion. 8, 9, 10. All right, let's roll to the other side. Here we go. Stack it up, drop, and push. 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10. All right, good job, good job. We're done with our core portion, although we're going to be keeping that flex the whole time. Grab a box or a chair or a bench if you have one handy. We're going to be using that today, not for box jumps, so don't get excited or don't get freaked out. We'll have that on the ready, and then I'm just going to explain everything that we're doing as it comes. So we are going to be counting through today, 10, each side of everything. So first off, we're going to start with a jump lunge, okay? You're going to set up your lunge position, and then you're going to jump, switch side to side, 20 total. If you don't jump, you can either lunge and shuffle switch, or lunge, tuck that knee, and then switch back from there. 10 each side, all right? Get that heart rate up a little, gear up those thighs. Try to go for full range so your knee, the back knee touches the ground. And you keep that core locked and solid. 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. All right. Grabbing those weights, we're going to do a combo move. We're going to do a curtsy lunge to deadlift. Square off your hips. We'll start on one side. So take your right leg behind, line your knee and toe, come back to middle, and then you're going to deadlift. All right, here we go. Curtsy, drive through the front heel, hinge, and drive. Focus your core. And then, of course, the glutes. Square off that pelvis. Four. Focus on where the work is coming from. Really keep your chest lifted. 8. Last one on this side. Perfect. Other side. Line that knee and toe. We're trying to keep those hips as squared off to the front as possible. Double check your upper back. Keep it nice and flexed, holding that chest open. 3 to go. Lock into that core. And 10. Perfect. All right. We're going to move over to that box, and we're going to hit step-ups. So with weights, pick one leg, have it set on your box, and we're going to press through 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Really focus on driving through your front pushing heel. Burning out that one side before we hit the other. The way you drop back down is important also. 9 and 10. Oh, I was going to tell you, I'm sorry. If you do not have a box, I'm going to have you do a single leg deadlift. So hold your weights and you'll just hinge and come up from there. Got ahead of myself. All right, other side. See how much self-flexion you can get into that thigh first. Then drive through. And 10. Perfect. All right, another little burst. We're going to hit up our jump lunges again. Line those knees and toes. 4. Try to keep those hips or your feet hip width. 8. 10. All right, next up, we're going to hold one weight and we're going to do a drop off. So you're going to hold the inside weight on the box, and your other leg is going to drop forward and then push back up. If you don't have a box, I'm still going to have you hold that weight. I guess I could show you. And I want you to try to push that non-weighted side still forward. Okay, so you're still getting balance. You're still getting that bend, but the leg's going to come forward and you just don't have the drop-off advantage. All right, here we go. For 10 each side, try to keep that lower leg pushing forward as you bend down. All that matters is the knee that's bending is lining up the same direction as the toes. 7, tighten through that core. And 10. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna hit that other side. Line up your foot. Oh, switch your weight. I'm like, what is going on here? Here we go. 1, 2. Build that focus. We're not going for speed, going for range. And it's okay if you're not dropping super deep. Remember the first time I did these, my biggest focus was just not falling off the box. 8, 9, 10. Nice work. All right. From there, we are going to do a balance lunge. So you're going to put your back toe on the bench and then lunge into the front leg. If you don't have a box, you can also use a wall. All right, trying to support pushing that back leg into a wall, and you can hit a balance lunge from there. Or if that still doesn't work, I'm going to have you do a lunge push. All right, so where you lunge down and then push off that back leg. Ultimately, or you could do another single leg deadlift. Ultimately, we would just want to really build that balance on the one leg. All right, this is the last one for the round. Nice long lunge. Find your balance. Here we go. Drop and push. Again, focus on range and flexion as opposed to speed. Flex into that thigh. Drive through the heel. 9, 10. Ooh, those are always good. Good getter. All right, set up your other side. Open chest. Flex in through that core. Lots of range. So good. Working these big muscle groups. Think about the return you're getting on investment here. The more you flex in, the deeper you go, the more you engage the core, your upper back. Think about each portion of the move. Better return. You're going to get 8, 9, and 10. Oh, very nice. One round down. Hinge over those legs for me a second. Shake out those knees. Come into a low squat. And then we're going to go back from the beginning into those jump lunges. All right. Or your alternate. Here we go. It's nice to not be holding weight for a second. 8, 9, 10. Oh. All right, we have our curtsy deadlift. Chest is up, belly strong, square off those hips, line your knee and toes. Two. Focus that core in each part of the move. Your lower back needs that support. 4. Pack into your back. You got it. 9 and 10. Get that full push to the top. Drive through the heels. Get those hips squared off. 5. Can you flex any more into those legs? Nice, nice. 8. And 10. All right, moving on to our box. Figure out which leg you want forward, which leg you're gonna do that push into. Here we go. Trying to keep that flexion, resisting gravity all the way back down. Check in with that pelvis, keep those hips squared off. 9, 10. 1. 6. Lock that belly. Line your knee and toe. 10. Okay, jump lunges. Lock that belly, square your hips. You got it. 10 and 10. All right, we're gonna do those drop-offs. I'm gonna start on my second side this time. Here we go. Line that knee and toe. 1. Both legs strong. 7. Trying to keep flexion through that core. 9. 10. Hello, can you go? Whew. Okay, that line up. 1. 2. 3. Oh, that was a good one. Nice and deep. 4. 5. 8. Good. Feel that push coming through that whole thigh, but really those glutes. Oh, 10. Whew. All right. Now we get our balance lunge. Line that knee and toe. Stand up tall. Try to drop straight down. Press straight up. Oh. 4. Find the work. Push into it. 8. 9. And 10. Oh, shake your legs. Other side. Square those hips off. Pull that back hip forward. Front hip back. Come on, push your finish. 5. 8. Oh. 10. Woo. What a crusher. Good job. All 2 rounds. We're going to get one more little bonus jump lunge. Then we'll stretch. Here we go. Come on. Little finish. 7, 8, 10. Good job, good job. Nice work. Great pace. We got through it all. Time to stretch. We are going to start seated. Oh, legs like that always get my heart rate going too. Okay, put your left leg out at an angle, and then your right foot pull into the inner thigh on that left side. Bring both arms up. Deep, deep inhale. Make sure you lift it up out of your rib cage. Rotate over that left leg, and then lean forward. Reach those arms as far as you can, and then just try to settle those hips into the ground. So you're feeling your hamstring and inner thigh on the extended leg, and then through that low back, kind of the SI joint area, and your lat on the bent knee side. Okay, now keep your left hand wherever it is, down by your foot or on the floor by your shin. Take your right arm out, up, and over. Woo. So now you're going to get a little more through that side body. Rotate the chest up. So trying to stay high through that chest now, as opposed to rotating toward the ground. Nicely done. Okay, let's hit that other side. Right leg out, left leg in. Been building sweat here lately again. It's nice. Must not be as cold anymore. Or I'm working harder. Either way, I like it. Oh, feel the difference side to side. I don't know about you. This side is a little tighter. Take that into account. What are you going to do about it? That pull. Okay, keep your right hand where it's at. Bring your left arm out, up. So now your chest is open. And then just bring that arm wherever it will go. See if you can keep that left knee pushing toward the ground. The left hip pushing into the ground. Open that chest. Awesome. All right, so our left leg is folded in. We're just gonna rotate toward your left side of the mat to get our pigeon. So just walk that right leg in. Check in with that pelvis. Make sure it's squared off. Oh, you can twist around. Feels good in the back too. Square off those hips. All right, walk that back knee in a little. Let's get our hip flexor on that right side. Okay. Drop that back hip toward the ground. As always, great job making it to the mat. Regardless of how excited you were to hit your mat, you made it. Hinge back, let's get that hamstring. Even if some days you don't grab weights or you don't jump with me, still just building the habit of turning on a video or flipping on some music and stretching through, only hitting whatever exercises you want. You're still building the habit daily, the practice of getting on your mat. Maybe let go of return, let go of goals, just focus on building the behavior. All right, now we're going to hit that other side. So our right leg's forward, left leg back. You can always hit a figure 4 stretch from your back if a pigeon doesn't feel good for you. Same thing, make little twists where you want them. Oh, get a little pop through your back. It's always a bonus. Think about your return though. The return of a positive habit. All right, bring your leg up. We'll get our hip flexor. And I guarantee over time the body will respond, and I bet your motivation will also build. May take a couple weeks, may take a couple months, but still you're making it happen. That's what matters. Feel that hip flexor pull. Okay, let's get our hamstring this side. Level off the hips. Reach that chest forward. Make sure you take a couple extra stretches today, a couple extra deep breaths. Smile a little extra. Your subconscious will appreciate it. Great job, everybody. Way to build those legs.